Whether it's your first child or your 11th, the blessing of a child brings with it a ton of things to do. It can be easy to forget something. After all, you might be busy assembling a crib, reserving a daycare spot, or trying to decide on the child's name. Here are some important financial to-dos to remember for your sake and the child's. Get an idea of what childbirth will cost. Your new child will be a blessing, but there is still a cost with this tiny new person. Contact your insurance company and ask about what your plan covers for childbirth. They should be able to provide some general estimates for what a typical birth will cost with your plan. Also contact your OBGYN or other provider to ask those same questions. Don't be afraid to get specific. If your provider expects something like a C-section, then be sure to ask about how your insurance covers this procedure. There may still be unexpected costs, but getting a starting point now will save you some surprises later. Find out how to add the child to your health insurance. If you have medical insurance through an employer like most people, start by checking with Human Resources. There should be a set process in how to add your child. Check with the insurance company to see if they'll need anything on their end like a birth certificate. Also, find out the grace period for adding a new kid. Most providers will have a grace period of 1 to 2 months after the child is born. Plan for what happens if mom or dad passes away and put your wishes in writing. This is not fun to think about, but tremendously important. Think carefully about who would care for your children in the absence of one or both parents. Once that decision is made, have a conversation with the person or persons who would be caretakers to make sure they are ready and able to play this role in your child's life. After all this, it is incredibly important that you submit these plans in a will. If you don't, then the government decides what happens to your children and who will be their caretaker. Consult a legal professional for help drafting and executing your will. Don't let decisions like this scare you. Get it done and be at peace that your children will be safe and cared for. Update financial plans to provide for the child. You planned the last step for who will take care of your child in the case of an untimely death. Another piece of this is to ensure the child is provided for financially. Update beneficiaries on important assets like retirement accounts to be up to date with your wishes. Also, something like term life insurance should be a consideration to make sure the resources are available for the child's upbringing. Revisit your household budget. Does your budget have an allowance for diapers? How about that organic baby food you spent all that time researching? Your impending arrival will have an impact on your monthly budget, so there's no time like the present to make that part of your plan. Never had a budget before? There's no time like the present to get started. This is not a comprehensive list by any means. There are also some important items to take care of after the baby's arrival, but that's for another time. Congratulations on your soon-to-be family member.